years old. They killed him in Henderson. The
Wow.
police have nothing on it yet.
You-
It's a homicide.
I don't think you guys know why I'm at Lake Mead all the time, right?
Yeah.
I work there. I'm safety and security out there. I never told you guys, did I?
No. You say security?
Yeah, I do
wow.
I do safety and security out of Calvert Bay.
Wow.
I never knew that. I did.
I only work 4 days a week. I work there though.
I never knew that.
Oh.
You guys probably I've been there for 2 years.
I'm like, this
I
guy
just keep it
fucking
quiet,
loves
but
the
that's
lake.
Well, there.
Lake Mead. We had a bad accident out there this week. Another boat ran over another boat, killing 2 people.
Oh, Lord.
Ran over them, killed them. I mean,
They
the one
drunk? Oh, we don't
they
know.
were drunk.
They were drunk.
Guys in jail.
Oh, my
Ran
God.
over him. Yeah, it was horrible. I was there. We had to land a helicopter and everything. But yeah, I'm safety and
And
security.
then the rules apply.
Huh?
The rules apply with someone like that, right? Like that person's going away for a long time or forever.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's DUI on the water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh
they
my
have a
gosh.
DUI in the bush.
on the water.
Alright, we're ready.
Yeah.
And we are ready. Why is this not moving?
And hey, just before we start,
Mm-hmm.
anytime you guys want to, I get boats for free.
Oh,
My boat rentals are free. So when you guys see me out in them
Let's
boats,
go, Don.
yes.
Fuck yeah.
I get
let's
house
do
boats.
it.
Listen, I get houseboats. I get everything. So we can do it whenever. That's part of my
that's
perk.
fucking awesome. Let's go do
Yes,
it.
yes.
And wear your bathing suit so that they, you know what I mean?
Oh,
So that they have a
goodness.
free show, you know what I mean?
Oh gosh. Well, there's a boat. Like I said, I work at Colville Bay, right? And every Monday, I swear to you, there's a big, huge houseboat that goes out with all the strippers in Vegas on it. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I call it the stripper boat. They're out there till like 10 o'clock. I can hear the music blasting. I can hear them
Yeah, they're
stripping.
having fun.
Yeah.
You can hear them stripping.
I could see them stripping. I shouldn't say hear them. I could see them
I
stripping.
hear them stripping. It's so funny.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Is it made out of Velcro? That's why you can hear them.
I can see them. They're on top of the boat. They have a pole on top of the boat. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Okay, ready, guys.
I knew you guys didn't know I worked there.
Alright, we're gonna go in.
Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to another episode of Vegas Views. This is Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner, absolutely no meds. Danny, how was your week?
My week was great, but Dawn, I want to get into something right away
Okay.
because
let's talk.
I'm mad. Okay?
Okay.
I'm reading these articles about this F1 race.
Yes.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Now listen to me, and there's probably people that love this stupid race. Okay, that's gonna race around the city, but I'm gonna tell you this: you're disrupting our city and costing our city millions of dollars with this traffic stuff for a one-day race. This is the stupidest thing Vegas has ever did. And tell me I'm wrong, folks. Tell me I'm wrong. We're ripping our roads up. We're shutting the strip down for 10 days. For what? Somebody to race around our streets? It's the dumbest thing ever.
Danny-
It's the dumbest thing ever. I'm sorry, folks.
Danny's on one that was not a paid partnership. What is the race called? The
F1 race.
F1 race.
And I know what the F stands for.
Dan-
Because that's what it should be.
Danny, you know people are paying a lot of money to go watch this race. This is like a big
Keep
thing
it in
for
Europe.
Las Vegas.
Keep it in France. This is the dumbest thing this city ever did. And I support everything. I support an NBA team, all of this stuff.
You do.
But this race is dumb. They ripped our roads up. They're shutting the strip down. This for one day, this is the dumbest thing ever. Do you know I don't know if you noticed, they're ripping the fountain. I mean, they're putting like where the Bellagio fountain is. They're putting bleachers. Caesars is knocking down a building. They're knocking down a building for this stupid race that nobody cares about except the people in Europe. It's the dumbest thing ever. Sorry, Vegas, it's dumb. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's dumb.
Danny, do you have any lying to the audience? I said Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner, no meds. Are you all right today?
It just.
Are you okay? Tell
Listen,
me, Danny.
I'm,
tell me.
I'm reading these articles about this strip, and now they're gonna lock the strip down for 10 days. The people at work there can't get to work. It's dumb.
I did hear
Nobody
that, yes.
cares about this stupid race, and whoever said let's do this should be fired because it's dumb. Just my opinion.
Again, he's trying. Okay, this is like week 3 consecutively. He's trying to get us canceled. Our production lady thinks this is funny, but only for a matter of time. No, I happen to actually agree with you. I have nothing to do with the race, and I think it's a little bit crazy.
Yes.
They have employees having to park in different areas. People aren't able to get to work. The traffic is going to be beyond crazy. It's so bad for the locals. It's so bad for the kids, teenagers. It's just all bad. No, I agree.
They're
It's
ripping
too
the
much.
roads up.
We don't have
It's
enough
so
space.
dumb.
If we were in a larger city, I
Yes.
don't believe we have enough space for something like this. I agree.
This is.
I don't know if I feel as adamant about it as you do.
Right.
But I agree.
It just what I just can't stop myself from saying something. When I see something that's totally wrong, and this race is totally wrong, they're ripping our streets up for one day, folks. I don't know if you noticed, it's one day. It's dumb.
You have to give it to, you do have to give it to Las Vegas, though.
Yes.
We're passionate. We're
We
passionate
are.
about entertainment. We consider ourselves the entertainment capital of the world.
I
and
agree.
now we're proving it with this, ripping up our streets. Our
For a day.
$2 project for one day.
These
Yeah.
poor people have probably 10,000 employees work on that strip or more.
Yeah.
And they can't get to work because we're having this goofy race from Europe, and it's just
Did
dumb.
you just call it a goofy race?
It's
That's
a goofy race.
hysterical.
It's
You know
goofy.
what's even? I don't mean to get too serious, but you know what's even so sad?
What?
The homeless population is like they're really ripping up the roads
Yes.
for so much money. You know that's on our dollar.
Yes.
To rip up the roads for this race and
Yes.
what we could do with that money.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You take all that money you're going to put into the race, you can get the homeless off the street. You can
Absolutely.
make stuff for them. You can help them.
100%.
I just don't
Absolutely.
get when we spend money foolishly on stuff like this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting... Don, sometimes things get me mad. I know you
I
usually don't
know.
see that part of me, but
I know.
this race irritates me for some reason.
I get
I don't
it.
know why.
To each his own. I happen to agree with Danny. I do not like the fact that they're ripping up the roads, all the money being spent, the congestion in our city, but we choose to live here.
Yes.
It is what it is. I won't be going by the strip at that time.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not. When is the race anyway?
November? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
in
not.
November.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But getting in, I love sports. So don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, I like sports. But
Wait,
race,
is this a sport?
I guess they call it a sport. I don't know what they call it, a competition. But I never got into racing. I mean,
No,
it's
racing's
dumb.
not a sport.
It's
What about
dumb.
horse racing?
I did because you could
I
bet.
like horse
Because I'm
racing.
gambling. Because you can bet. But I mean, NASCAR's dumb. Oh, let me watch these cars ride around a circle for 300 laps, right? And it's not even close. It's not like it's a photo finish. The one guy beats the other guy by 10 laps. It's dumb. Like, I never got into this racing either. It's dumb. But sorry, I'm just on a tangent.
So racing a car, but whipping guys on a horse.
Yeah. Well, you can bet on that.
Just don't think that on NASCAR, though they do, right? But
I guess they can.
I can't see. It's like, to me, zin, zin, zin.
Yeah.
That's all I hear.
Did
It's
you
just
ever go?
swinging by. To NASCAR?
I did.
Yeah.
I went to
Yeah,
Pocono.
Yeah.
In the
I went to
Poconos.
the NASCAR, but racetracks, I
Right.
love them. I love racetracks.
Do you
That's what
really?
The actual horse racing.
Oh,
yeah,
so do
all
I.
of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I wish we had horse racing
Monticello
here.
At Belmont, and then there was what? There was another good one in New York. Well, I don't even know it was in New York. Maybe outside of New York. Maybe it was in Pennsylvania. What was the one in Pennsylvania?
Oh
called?
gosh, Pocono Downs.
There's the Downs.
Yeah, the
Yes,
Downs. Yeah,
yes,
Pocono
yeah.
Downs. Yeah. So I've been there in Monticello. You
Yeah.
know, I come from an Italian family. We
Yeah.
lived in Monticello,
Yeah.
New York during the weekends.
Yeah.
My
That's
dad
it.
would
Yeah.
get Friday night after work. My dad owned a gas station.
Yes.
Okay, so he had a gas station. He fixed cars. And Friday night we would get in our car, drive to Monticello, New York, stay overnight, and we'd stay there to Sunday every weekend.
And there was
Gambling
those little-
every weekend.
I was little, but there were these little like I don't know if you know this part, but there were these little houses, and they were all the same, like a little community, and you rented them out. I don't know exactly what it was, but there was this store, what'd you go, like a general store. Do you
Okay.
remember the general store?
Oh, of course.
Okay, and it was
Yeah.
all wood. And
Yes, yes.
Oh, wow, these are memories from a long time
Yes.
ago. Yeah, okay.
I mean, we vacationed up in upstate New York, Lake George. We
Yeah,
used to go up
yeah,
there.
yeah.
We
Okay.
did all of that. I mean, East Coast is great, but the weather's not.
Yeah. No,
the
no,
weather's
the
not.
weather's not.
You're really in Pennsylvania 2 months out of the year. You're enjoying the sun.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's so that's why I moved out here.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me too, I don't do humidity. I don't like anything about humidity. So the New York area, that whole area is just all wet, sticky, gross. I love Las Vegas. It's dry heat.
I do too.
And people say there's no difference. Heat is heat. The temperature is the temperature. Totally different. 102 right now. Absolutely fine for me.
Yeah,
I'll
me
walk
too.
around like this and I'm fine. But if you put me in New York at 95 and sweaty, I can't do it.
I know,
So,
and
yeah, this
they're
is fine.
saying right now, Oregon. Did you hear about that?
No.
It's like 103, 104 there, and that's like unheard of. There.
Yeah, I've never even. Yeah.
I'm starting to think, you know, So I think maybe there's something to this climate change.
Yeah, seriously, you have to think that because the world.
I'm starting to think that.
Yeah.
They're convincing me. I wasn't convinced in the beginning, but I'm
Yeah.
starting to get convinced.
Coming from the guy that completely believes in aliens. Oh, that was funny what I texted you.
What
The
was
alien
that?
stripper the other day.
Oh,
And
yes.
I said, little darling's newest hire. And I sent him an alien stripper. Pretty funny. Okay, but anyway, side note. Coming from the guy that believes in aliens, you don't
I didn't
know if
believe
you
it.
believe in
I didn't
global
believe it.
warming.
I didn't believe that. Well, here's the thing. I do believe that it could happen, but I'm talking years from now. But now we're starting to see.
Do you see what's going
Okay,
on?
I might have been wrong. I might have been
There's
wrong.
tornadoes where they're not supposed to be tornadoes.
Right.
There's the temperatures are outrageous in certain
I
places.
know.
I'm not kidding you. One day it would like snow in New York in the winter, and the next day it would be like 91 degrees.
I
Like
know.
just last year, like something's not right.
I agree with
Something's
you.
yeah.
I gotta
Something's
agree.
not
I
right.
was wrong probably about this global climate change, and I was wrong. I was wrong.
I love
but I'm
that.
not wrong about the
I
race.
love that the unique belief system you have. Like certain things, like that's it, that's the word. You won't go veer from it, and then other things are like no possible way. So funny.
I
So
was
funny.
against the the climate change, but
But
now
you're okay.
I
Okay,
now
you see
believe
now.
that it's coming because it's extreme. I mean, we had the hottest July on record
Yes,
in Vegas.
absolutely.
The hottest July
Yeah.
ever. So
Did it
something's
feel
up.
that bad to you though?
Yeah.
See, I was away for like a back and forth a lot of July,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know, it didn't feel that bad for me. I remember, I guess because my body wasn't acclimated, when I first came out to Las Vegas the first couple of years, that was like being like in death. Like I
Yes.
thought that was hell.
Yes.
Until you get acclimated and your body gets used to it, then you're like, oh, okay, this isn't that bad. It's not bad for me.
Yeah.
It's really, yeah.
Well, you get used to it.
But you go outside a lot.
I go out.
I don't.
I'm out all the time. I
I
hike.
don't.
I bike. I
Oh,
do everything
no, not
outside.
me.
You see me on my golf cart riding around.
Oh yeah, I love that. What is Danny doing now? In a boat, a golf cart? It's like
I can't
where's
sit
Danny?
still. I'm gone. I'm doing something all the time. But me and my girlfriend talked about it last night. Like when I first came to Vegas was in 2009. I never was on vacation in Vegas. I won my way into the World Series of Poker.
Yeah.
So I came out here because I won my way into the World Series of Poker. And your first time in Vegas, when you land and you leave the airport to get your taxi or Uber, and you walk into an oven, you're like, holy cow. 'Cause
What happened?
Yeah,
right?
in East
Yeah.
Coast, we never felt that heat
No,
before.
never.
So it's like shocking. You're like, oh my God. It's like, but you get used to it. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I
But
definitely do get used to it
Yeah.
really quickly too. I think it took me a couple of summers.
Uh-huh.
But now, do you get cold quickly?
listen, I went home a year or so ago, a year and a half ago, and I stayed at my sister's house. My sister's like, stay with me. You don't have to get a
Yeah.
hotel and everything, right? So I stayed with my sister, and I was freezing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was freezing. I'm telling her, put the heat on. I couldn't even sleep. I was shaking.
Yeah.
And it was only like 60 degrees, but to us, 60 degrees is freezing here in Vegas.
For me, when it hits about 80, I have to have a light jacket on. About 80 degrees, I have to have a light jacket. Like even in the gym, I will have to have like a sweatshirt or something because it gets cold for me. 70, I'm freezing, and 60, that's like pure winter. I need like jackets and layers for 60 degrees. Yeah, your body just gets so used to the heat and you run so high.
I agree with you. And here's the other thing. People in Vegas do not swim unless it's 100 degrees.
Right.
It's too cold.
It's too
90s
cold.
and 80s
Yeah.
is too cold to swim.
80,
It's too cold.
You know, if you see someone
Yes.
in the pool and it's 85 degrees, they're from out of town,
Yes.
and they think that that's like
Yes.
swimming worthy. It's not. It
Yes.
has to be 95 and above to swim. If
But
it's chilly,
when we
you
first-
get cold.
When we first moved here, Don, you're going to laugh because we're used to the East Coast. You'd go to the Jersey Shore, the water's like 50 degrees, the air's 70, and you're out there swimming because 70 degrees is warm on the East Coast.
Yes.
Right? Here, your pool's freezing, right?
Yeah.
In 70 degrees there. But we were swimming in our complex pool in
Yeah.
like November, and people were like, what are you guys doing?
must be
yeah,
new.
they must be new. They're like, you're swimming in November. What the heck you doing? And now we wouldn't swim in November because
No
we've
way.
been here 7 years, so our body's used to this heat
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
It's so weird. It's so weird that you start getting like 80 degrees is cold.
Yeah. I'm definitely not selling Las Vegas, guys. But if you're looking to move someplace, Vegas is a good place. I really enjoy our weather. I feel
Yes.
like nothing ever closes. There's always
It
so
don't
much
rain.
to do. Never. And when it does, isn't it kind of nice?
Yes.
Like when it does rain, that very rare situation
Yeah.
where it rains, you're like, oh, that is kind of nice. And we get like Seattle weather for a day or like
Yes.
5 hours and then it's gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Vegas.
Yeah,
and
me
like
too.
you were totally right about the weather. You could plan events and know it's probably going to be nice. Unless you're very, very unlucky. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be a nice day. In fact, our winters are better than our summers here.
Oh yeah, winter's the best.
Winter's the
See,
best.
you said you're out a lot in the summer. Not me. I'm out a lot in the winter. I'll ride my bike in the winter.
Yeah.
I'll ride my roller skates in the winter.
Yeah.
I'll go in the mountains in the winter.
Yeah.
Because it's like what? Sometimes 60 during the day,
Yeah.
70, and that's okay. I'm bundled up,
Yeah.
believe it or not, and that's when I'll go hike.
Bundled up.
I will bundle up to go to Mount Charleston. It's 60 degrees.
Oh, I like Mount Charleston.
I love Mount Charleston.
So do I.
Mount Charleston's actually cool. It's like a kind of a hidden little secret. People that aren't from Vegas don't really know this, but Mount Charleston is probably what, 25, 30 degrees cooler than
Easy,
we are right
yeah.
now. Yeah. So if you needed to get away, there
Yes.
is a place. We're not stuck in this.
Yeah, 40
desert.
minutes.
It's 40 minutes, and you go up all the way to
Yes.
this mountain, and it's cold up there.
Yes.
And then you actually can feel that temperature drop. There.
Yeah,
It's like,
and it snows up there. in the
Yeah,
winter.
I know.
it's-
It's like 80.
And
right
people
there.
live
Yeah,
there, too.
I know.
That's crazy.
Those are little cool lodges.
They
I've
are.
stayed up there a couple of times.
I've stayed too.
Those are cool.
In that lodge up there,
Yes.
I've stayed there.
Uh-huh.
We stayed there. It's
They
beautiful.
had to redo that place because the restaurant burnt down.
I know.
Yeah. So.
I know. Yeah, we stay up there too. We hike up there. It's nice up there.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And I agree with you. I hike more in the winter.
Yeah.
Because in the summer at Lake Mead, especially because you know I'm at Lake Mead all the
Yeah.
time, when you hike, I've seen 2 rattlesnakes this year.
Oh no.
2 rattlesnakes this year. I don't like that either.
No.
I'm like, I don't need that,
That
man.
freaks me out.
2 of them this year I've seen already.
And those are super dangerous. So those are
Yes.
the ones that like shimmy up your leg
Yes.
and you're done.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are venomous. I mean, but they let you know they're there because they're rattling. So they're trying to. They don't want to bite you.
How much run time do you have on a rattlesnake? If that dude was over there sizzling at me or whatever the hell he's doing,
I'm not getting near it.
No?
This is what I do when I hike in the summer. I look down while I'm hiking because I'm afraid where I'm going to step. So that's
See,
why I
that's
really don't like
terrifying.
hiking in the summer.
Yeah.
Because the winter they go away. You don't have to worry
Yeah,
about it. You know what I mean? They do hide in the winter and hibernate.
We've seen some mountain lions, though. Not mountain lions. What do you call those things? We have 2-minute break.
Yeah.
What not mountain? Bobcats.
You've seen them
Yeah,
here? I've never
the
seen them.
bobcat. Though they're scary. And
Really?
yeah, and those come
We're
out
up
in
in
the winter
Summerlin?
too, up in the Summerlin, Red Rock area. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll come and they're kind of sneaky. They're more scared of us than we are of them.
Yeah.
Because if you look at them and you
Yeah.
make eye contact, they're like, all right. They
Yeah.
don't come at you, which is
Right.
good. But yeah, no, those are scary. There's a lot in Las Vegas too. Scorpions, dangerous. There's a lot of
Did
stuff.
you see? I don't know if you saw my Facebook post with the scorpion on my dryer. Did you see that?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, no, that's nuts. In the house though, that's where it gets scary because that could be like in your bed.
That's the
Get you.
first time I ever had one indoors
Yeah.
ever. It was so weird because I'm taking the wash out. I look up, I put my hand. I almost put my hand on it.
See, are you near a lot of palm trees?
Yes.
They breed in palm trees. They
Oh
do,
my
they
God.
start and they breed up in the palm trees and then they'll fall. That's the
Yeah.
scary thing about them. Okay, guys, we're gonna have to take a second breaker, 2-minute commercial. We'll be right back to you. Come back. We're gonna have a lot to talk about today. We're not done.
We're not done.
There's someone there.
Somebody's there.
I see a human.
Oh, it's my buddy Jason. What's
Hi,
up? Come on in. I told him to come. I worked with Jason.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star, a bounty so big that the entire galaxy could be yours.
People have been looking for the Deep Star for years. It can't be found.
It's because they can't find the distress beacon. I know where it is.
If we find the Deep Star, we could get enough credits to bring Mom back.
Blast off.
Guys, we have company.
You can run, but you cannot hide. Prepare for impact. I am now authorized to take action.
And now you die.
No!
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century. Traditional TV is going away.
What affects your credit? The answer can be many things. Let's take a look at a few of the most common factors and how they can impact your credit. Credit history. In order to have a credit score, you need to have open and active credit accounts. This gives you the opportunity to build a credit score and get approved for larger purchases such as a car or a home. So it's important to have a responsible record of debt repayment. Available credit and usage. The rule of thumb is to use 30% of your available credit to minimize the impact of debt on your credit score. In other words, the less credit you use, the better. Monthly on-time payments. By making sure your monthly payments are paid on time, you could boost your credit score. Late payments, however, may bring your score.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Vegas Views. We are back. Don and Danny, zero meds. And you could see how mad I was about the F1 race. You could definitely tell I didn't take any meds today. I'm ready to go. My ADHD's way out there, Don.
Yeah. For a second there, I was like, oh, he's on one. Is he on a med, off a med? I was confused.
No,
but
listen,
so
I don't take meds.
No, me neither.
No,
I know.
just,
so this is natural.
Well,
we don't want our
you
light
did
dim.
laugh when I said I do marijuana last week.
Oh my God. You know, you're not the only one. I literally, again, like, some of my followers, like, fucking
Oh
my God, I'm getting us canceled now. I'm so sorry.
You think I'm going to get us canceled?
I know, it's me and my mouth. I'm so sorry. Okay, but seriously, you said, I do marijuana. And I'm like, dude, that's like an old way of saying it. You can say, I do. Like, I smoke weed.
But I don't smoke weed.
They call it trees. Oh, you don't, you eat.
I eat it.
So you consume it.
That sounded bad.
You don't do weed,
huh?
right? You can't say it like that's like an old guy's way of saying you're not old, Danny. I do weed. You can't do it like that.
Listen, are we able to talk about weed on here? I guess we can, right?
It's illegal. You're so old school.
All right,
oh
listen. I'm gonna tell you. Should I tell you the first time I took it? Should I tell you? You want to hear the story?
Well, you took it, so you did take it. And
yeah,
it. Okay,
I don't know how to say it. I don't smoke it because I don't want to smoke it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But anyway, I'll tell you the first time I took
let's
it.
Talk about
I was a cop all this time, so of course I couldn't do marijuana. They drug tested you and
Stop
everything.
saying you couldn't do it.
Okay, I couldn't smoke it.
Okay.
Sorry, young kids.
I couldn't do the pot. You're making us so old with this.
Should I call it pot?
What am
I supposed to call
trees.
it? Cannabis? Trees?
Trees. I think they call it trees now.
All right, whatever the kids call it, that's what it is.
All right.
But anyway, so I turned 50, right?
Okay.
And I'm thinking to myself, I should try this. So my girlfriend's like, yeah, we should try.
So wait, seriously, you've never smoked?
I never smoked
nothing
until I was 50 years
old.
old. Yes.
Bullshit.
I swear to you.
So as a teenager, young kid,
never
tried it.
Never. I swear to
Oh
you.
my god, that blows my mind.
I never did marijuana until I never smoked
I
marijuana
thought you would
until.
be like a massive pothead.
No.
Get out of here.
No.
That blows my mind.
No,
Danny
not at
has
all.
not touched weed until 50.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
So we get these edibles, right? I don't know anything about this,
Okay.
right? So I thought I'd
Like
try it.
legally from a dispensary.
From a dispensary.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to the Nevada dispensary, got it. And I took one, and I did everything like they tell you that you shouldn't do. I took one, and I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I look at my girlfriend, I said, this didn't even work. This is dumb, right? So I said, I'm going to take one more. I took another one, and then like 20 minutes later, I'm like, I still don't feel anything. I said to her, I said, you? She's like, no. So we took a third one, right?
Oh my god.
And I'm like, next thing you know, I start feeling it. And I remember, I swear to you, I remember like standing up thinking, when does this stop? I was like trying to hold myself because I kept getting higher and higher and higher. And I'm thinking, what is going on? But then I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Because it helps me sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's why I do it. It helps me sleep.
So now-
That's the truth.
So you take sativa.
I take the indica.
The
Indica helps
right,
you
the
sleep.
indica, that's right. So you
Yeah.
take indica and that chills you out.
Chills me out, I
Does
could
it
get sleep.
dull the ADHD? Does it get
Yes, yes. Like when I come home at night, I'll take it about 11 o'clock. I'll take a couple gummies.
Okay.
I'll relax, watch TV, and within an hour, I start feeling tired.
And you're good.
Yes, and I'm good.
Now
and it
prior
helps
to
me sleep.
that, were you able to just
With my
lie down and
ADHD,
sleep?
I could not sleep.
Gotcha.
My mind kept going. I'd be up to 2, 3 in the morning.
Okay, so this is almost like medicine for you.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I could go get a medical card and get it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can.
Oh, I'm 100%. I would give you a medical card. Yes. I'm
My
actually
girlfriend
licensed
said
to do
the
that. I
same
would give you a medical card. Oh, here you go.
But I'm going to give you
100%.
guys some advice. For you marijuana lovers out there, I'm going to give you some advice. We went to California this past week.
Yeah.
We were down in Laughlin, and we went over to Needles.
Yeah, yeah.
We went to Pirates Cove, which is a little place where we
Yeah,
swam and
I've
everything.
been there, yeah. Very
So
cool.
we went there, and we stopped in Needles at a California dispensary.
Okay.
Let me tell you this. California got it together. Now, I complain a lot about California, but their dispensaries are way better than ours.
Really?
Oh, my
How
God.
so?
60% different in price. Cheaper. 60%
Well, of course,
cheaper
yeah.
than,
And
than Nevada.
But that was a small town you went to.
Yes, that's true.
And you're probably shopping in the bigger places here too. Like
Oh,
you
I
ever
am.
go to like what is it, Planet 13?
Yes, that's
that
expensive.
place. That's insane.
Yeah.
Yes, you're probably going to like Disney.
Why were you at Planet 13?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't smoke anymore. Yeah, I used to smoke. I was a huge weed advocate.
Really?
I wanted to actually buy a dispensary. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I wanted to buy a dispensary when all that was going on here, when it was getting legalized. I haven't smoked. I don't smoke. I don't eat. I don't do anything for a very long time, over 25 years.
Wow.
But I wanted to get into the financial game of weed. It just didn't work out. How they started, I know how you know in Vegas how they started picking people and you had
Yeah.
to be like grandfathered in or all the
Yeah.
accounts and stuff like that. But I did want to open a dispensary. But yeah, I have nothing. I don't smoke and I don't chew weed. I don't swallow it. I don't nothing. However we're wording it.
Well, listen, California, they had these things called iced teas.
Okay.
It's just a can of iced tea. It was the best. You just put it over ice. I sat at the pool drinking it. Next thing you know, I called my girlfriend over. I said, I can't feel my legs. You might have to get me out of the pool.
How far weed has come though since like we were young? Remember, like
Oh,
well,
they
you
just
were a
think-
smoker though, but like nickel bags and dime bags, and then like you put it in a bowl, and then like I remember, like I'm OG. I remember before like blunts were ever a thing.
Right.
Like now, like a blunt. What is that? You
Well,
what
they're-
I mean?
they're-
Like,
yeah.
I know. But like I was around before that.
The Philly
real
blunts.
rolling yeah. Remember that? White Owl blunts. You know a lot for a non-smoker. I'll tell you something. Just
I didn't say
saying.
my friends didn't smoke.
Yeah.
Now, I've smoked it before, but it's
Yeah.
just, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like you cough and
Yeah,
I
no,
just,
no, no.
I don't like it at
Yeah.
all. But I want to say this as a cop.
Yeah.
We've been lied to, Dawn. I mean,
Yeah.
alcohol is 150 times worse than marijuana.
Absolutely.
They don't want to legalize marijuana because then they can't sell us the prescription drugs they want to sell us.
Absolutely.
That's the total 100% fact. Our government lies to us. And if you don't believe it, I don't know what to tell you, but weed is not harming anybody. It's not harming anybody.
100% agree. I don't smoke or ingest for my own reasons.
Right.
But I like to have a completely clean mind frame because like a psychology, I like to keep it completely clean
Right.
and healed. But I agree with you. Alcohol is a gazillion times worse.
Right.
So many people, from alcohol poisoning to things that are happening while people are drunk to DUIs to all of it. It is, I'd say 70% of most of the reason why people get in trouble here in Las Vegas. You don't see a bunch of like a bachelorette party, getting
No,
high on weed
no.
and everyone getting in trouble. It doesn't happen that way. It's
Right.
alcohol.
It's definitely alcohol. If you put a room of go to a bar, okay? Go to a bar. Everybody's drinking. They're over drinking. There's gonna be a fight. There's gonna be an argument. The cops are gonna be called. You get a room full of everybody smoking weed. Nobody's calling anybody. There's no fights. There's no nothing because people can't even get off the chair. They're relaxed. They're having fun. They're eating. They're laughing. They're joking.
Yeah.
But the government lied to you because they didn't want you to have this because they want to sell you their prescription drugs to get you addicted to that.
Absolutely.
That's a fact. They have.
Do you know a lot about Big Pharma? I mean, have you done your research on Big Pharma?
No, but I watched the commercials.
You've got to do some research on Big Pharma. It is insane how deep it goes, how we don't even realize. There are probably some things that you take right now that you don't even realize are completely addictive. Almost everything that we have in the United States right now, it is made and FDA approved for us to get addicted. And talking about foods,
right?
Shampoos, skincare. I'm not kidding. There are ingredients that make our physical being addicted to foods and different color dyes that they use on foods and things that are making us sick. So we'll need the medication, and so it's a cash cow.
Yeah,
just going and going and going.
Well, listen to the commercials. You listen to the commercials, okay? Take this drug to get rid of your rash. Okay? But you're gonna bleed out your butt, you're gonna pee blood, you're gonna lose your hair, but I'm gonna get rid of the rash. I mean, it's so dumb.
Wait, and then
it's so dumb.
The funny thing is, the follow-up commercial is, and if you're losing hair,
yes,
you can
yes,
take yeah, so on and so forth.
But they'll sell you that, the stuff that's gonna make you bleed out your butt, pee blood. But marijuana's gonna make you laugh and maybe eat a little bit. But the government doesn't want you to do that, folks. They don't want you to do that. They want you to buy this so you pee blood. Sorry.
You're trying to get us canceled. Maria, I am so sorry. He's trying to get us canceled. This is a live show. He bitches the government out every single week.
The F1 race stinks.
Oh, yeah. The F1. Vegas is going to be like, really? This is a Vegas views. What's going on in Vegas? F the show. This thing sucks. Don't put it on our strip.
Listen, I support everything. They're building an NBA stadium.
You do not support everything. No, he does.
I do, except this F1 race is just dumb.
No, it is.
It's a dumb thing that Vegas did. It really is.
I gotta bring one thing up though, because you know this whole thing's supposed to be about crime, and we tend to just like, how was your week, and then forget about the crime thing. Okay. The Gilgo Beach murders.
Okay.
LISK, it's called, the Long Island serial killer.
Right.
Rex Heuermann is allegedly the serial killer. I just want to share my views really quick. There's so many people that are dead. So many bodies have found. I'm calling it now. I just want to call it like out here live. So when it happens, you guys can say she was right. We could say
Dawn was right.
Dawn was right. He is only responsible for 4 murders.
Really? You think it's somebody else?
Yes.
Wow.
I believe he's responsible for 4 murders. The evidence that I've gathered, I've psychoanalyzed this up and down, inside out. I've watched every review. I watched the fake shit. I watched the real shit. He is not guilty of all of them. Only 4. And they will prove the 4th one sometime this week into next week. And then they're going to have to start looking for their other guy. But get this, I think the other guy's dead.
Wow, she's got it solved.
I got it solved. Watch.
You should start it. You should start the Crime Solver 2 TikTok.
I'm just into the Gilgo Beach. I'm just into this Gilgo Beach one because it's on Long Island, New York. Very familiar with the area. At one time, I lived in the Port Jefferson area, which is not too far off from where this was happening. I feel so bad for these women. They were all sex workers. Oh, I have something else to tell you guys. Wait, not only were they all sex workers, they're linking it now to a couple of people. There's a girl named, tell me her name, Victoria Camara. And she is a murder victim. Nobody knows what happened to her. She was a sex worker here in Las Vegas. Rex Heuermann, the accused Long Island serial killer, has 2 timeshares here in Las Vegas. So now they're saying there's 16 homicides on sex workers, and we don't know if it might be him.
In Vegas here.
In Las Vegas.
Sheesh.
So he's connected now to Las Vegas, and he's connected
Atlantic
to
City
and South Carolina. Oh, that's another thing. The Atlantic City, I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe that's where his start was.
I remember the Atlantic City murders.
Yeah.
I do remember them. They were throwing them like in the harbor or whatever right there.
Yep,
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do believe this is the same guy. Worked in, I think, Midtown Manhattan, lives in Massapequa Park, New York, has this rundown. Well, this is the thing. Get this. The guy's an architect and runs his own firm in Manhattan. And his house is like this rundown, like hoarder house, shed looking type thing. I feel so bad for his wife, by the way. She has cancer. A lot of people are donating to her. She lost her medical insurance when she divorced him. Like right when the news broke, she divorced him, lost her medical insurance. So a lot of people are donating to her. Some people think she may have something to do with it. I
That's
don't
what
think
people are
so.
saying,
She was
right?
out of the country when most of the murders happened.
But
They
you
were
know how
in Carolina.
conspiracies are.
Absolutely.
This country's nothing but a conspiracy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I believe she has nothing to do with it and the children have nothing to do with it. I think it's all him. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited to prove myself on this one, right about that, and start looking for the other serial killer. But I do think he's deceased because the way those killings were happening and that he was taking body parts, leaving them in all different places on the island, they haven't found any more, which leads me to believe serial killers don't stop, they die.
Oh, yeah.
Or he's in prison.
Oh, yeah.
Which they would have known with DNA, so I think he's just dead.
I think the scary part about serial killers are they usually do not have criminal records.
No.
They don't commit other crimes.
No.
They act like they're just normal, everyday people.
Absolutely.
You would look at them and say, boy, that guy goes to work every day. He's a hard worker. He's this and that. And
they're usually family men, have their life together, have a couple of properties like Rex Heuermann. He owns property, well, timeshare is not a big thing, but he owns property in South Carolina. He owns his house there. He owns his firm in New York City. He's a pretty established guy.
Yeah.
With a life, with family, took vacations. He wasn't like what we would think of the scary man, other than the fact that he looks scary.
Yeah, without a doubt.
He's about 6'6", and they say he looks like an ogre. I didn't say that, they did. But he is. He's like this massive, like 250, 300-pound man. Sad thing, all of the girls that I'm saying the four were all under like 4'11" and 90 pounds. So he went for itty bitty tiny girls.
Yeah, so he can.
Yeah, that or they're starting to see from the searches. A lot of his searches were on child porn, so maybe he was.
My God.
Yeah, and the only way to lure small people in that way that aren't children were prostitutes, which I feel bad for those sex workers. I do.
Yeah.
It's like that is their choice for whatever their reasons are. We can't judge them. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. But to die in that manner, no matter what type of work you do, is just insane. And I'm so glad that the country's bringing light to this.
Yes.
To help them out in a way so they don't have to. They can start reporting these things.
Yeah.
And saying, I met this man who did this, or rapes and stuff like it could be reported by sex workers now.
That's crazy that this guy got away with it for all that time.
So much
it's
time.
so crazy.
So much time. The first account since 2007, and he was sitting in plain sight. But
Right.
there was a lot going on with the Suffolk County Police at the time that totally took this investigation for a 10-year left. It was supposed to go right.
Was there some
They
corruption or
made it,
something?
It was all
Oh,
corruption.
okay, so that's
they
what
are the highest paid, Suffolk County Police Department are the highest paid police in all of this country. They've got a lot of power. And it has shifted. One guy has gone to jail for I think 36 months. Oh, that was a lot.
Yeah.
That was a lot with the Suffolk County Police. But there's only people in charge, and now they're solving it. So.
Well, Dawn, the one thing you're talking about police and the corruption, we're getting right into that. But if you think about this, I always say this: you gotta be careful who you give that badge to.
Absolutely.
Because you give that man power to take someone's life,
Absolutely.
take someone's freedom, give them a record for the rest of their life that's gonna hurt them with employment, this, that. So you gotta really be careful who you give that badge to, because that badge is power, huge power.
Yeah. I was curling my hair this morning, and I was thinking about something, and I was like, ask Danny. I just remembered this right now. So, when you're in a situation, okay, and everything is looking like it's one person, right? And you're doing
an investigation.
You're investigating the situation. Everything looks like it's one person. Are you usually right? Or is it... Have you had experiences where you're like, oh shit, I was so wrong about that. Like, I had this guy nailed down. This was him or her, and it wasn't. Like...
I had a guy confess to a crime that he didn't commit to me. I swear to God, it happened. I had a guy confess to a crime.
Him up?
No. What do you think? It's back day we were hitting with like the phone books or something? Like that?
Listen, I watch you get aggressive. I can see you with like a knee to his like, or elbow to the chin or something like that.
Listen, we were just cutting his fingers off, but
I know. Danny, we come from the same environment. I understand completely. All right.
Like NYPD Blue. Remember Sipowicz, man? He'd come in there, right? I love Sipowicz. That was the best. My favorite part of NYPD Blue, remember Jimmy Smits?
Yes.
The guy said to him, what's your badge number? He took his badge and hit him right in the head with it, and the badge number was on the guy's head. That's my badge number. And he walked away. But that was a real good one. That really doesn't happen.
So listen. No, for real. How did this guy admit it? Were you roughing him up or no?
This is what happened.
Did you do that? Did you rough these people?
No.
Bullshit.
I did not. Listen, I'm the nicest guy. You know how nice I am. You don't see
Yeah,
that?
no, I see you're such a good guy and you're so sweet. No, but I actually can't even see you doing some of that dirty work because you're so nice. But anyway, tell me. So you roughed the guy up, right? You elbowed him a couple times. You had him write a confession.
We had a burglary.
Okay.
At a restaurant. It happened. The owners come in the next day. The restaurant's burglarized. They actually busted through a back door. They actually cracked the back door, came in through the back door, burglarized this restaurant. So we got word that it might have been these two guys, right?
Okay.
So we bring them in, and they're like, it wasn't us, it was this guy. And they blame this guy, and this kid's a little bit slower. He's slower, he's slow. He has some kind of disability.
Something's going on, yeah.
There's something with him. You could tell he's a little bit slow. And they're blaming this guy. They're telling us it's this guy. So I bring this guy in to interview him. Our guys are still processing the scene.
Yeah.
So they're still down there getting fingerprints, this and that. And I have this guy, I've already interviewed 3 people. I'm already in this. I already bring this guy in, they tell me who it is. So I start talking to this guy and,
I gotta stop you. Do you do it like a badass? Like, are you like...
No.
Oh.
That I do it the sweet way. I would come in and I would never say who I was. Like, I wouldn't come in and say, hey, I'm Sergeant Minor with the such and such
police department. So they didn't know you were like the big wig
guy. Well, they knew, but I didn't want them to get scared. So I would come in and say, hey, I'm Danny. I wouldn't introduce myself as Sergeant Minor.
All right, so you went in easy.
Yeah, I went in, hey, I'm Danny, da-da-da. That's how I always did it, right? So anyway, I sit down with this guy and I start telling him, hey, these guys tell me. This guy starts telling me everything that he did this. He starts telling me, and then I said to him, so how did you get into this place? He goes, I broke into a window. Broke in through a window. I'm like, he didn't break in through a window. They broke through the back door. So I thought, maybe I didn't see it right. So I call my buddy on the phone that's still at the crime scene. I'm like, is there a window broken or anything? He's like, no, they broke in through the door. I turned to this guy and I said, are you confessing to me to a crime you didn't commit? And he said, yes. And I said, why? He goes, because I just want to go home. I figure if I tell you something that you want to know, I can go home. I swear this guy confessed to a crime that he didn't commit.
That's common though, huh? People will confess to things just to get themselves psychologically out of the situation. Like they're uncomfortable, they think another environment's gonna help them, right?
Yes.
Whether that means a jumpsuit and a fucking cell.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm not getting this canceled at all.
We're not done, are we? Oh, we're breaking.
Right.
Okay. I didn't
This
know.
is too
Thomas,
good. We gotta talk about this story. But yeah, I mean, he started confessing to me that he did this crime, and he didn't.
What do you do in a case like that? Does he
I
get
looked
shot
at him and I said, never say you did something you didn't do. I mean, I told him straight out. And I'll be honest with you, Don, I'm glad he had me there. Because other cops wouldn't have sensed this, and they would have took this confession from him.
And he would have went to jail.
Yes, at least that night, he would have went to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'd have arraigned him and everything that night. Because he was when somebody confesses to a crime, you have to arraign them right away.
Yeah.
That's how it is. You got to arraign them within 6 hours when they confess to a crime. And so, I mean, I would have had to arraign this guy. I mean,
so most of the time, I get in a case like this, but most of the time, like if you're like, I know this guy did it. Does it ever, like, with circumstantial evidence, I know that's one thing. Circumstantial evidence can make you think a lot of stuff, because it could be like, his car matches that car through the drive-thru, and this matches this, and this matches that. But have you ever seen it, like, everything added up, and then it wasn't the guy?
Yes. Only in a drug case.
Guys, we have to go on a commercial break. You're not going to want to miss this. I can't wait for Dana to answer this. I am so curious to know. We'll be right back to you. Vegas Views, Nomads. We'll be right back. Dawn Sullivan, Danny Minor.
Ready to buy a home? Whether you want to move out of your parents' home for the first time, own a home after renting for years, or buy a place with a spouse or partner, purchasing your first home is a big step. Finding the right home for you and your family has never been easier. New American Funding can help you determine how much house you qualify for, what your payments may be, and get you pre-approved, which will help you put in a stronger offer when you do find your new home. Before you start the home buying process, it's important to consider everything that you want in a home and what that means to you. There are several things you should consider when buying a home. The neighborhood. Location, location, location. School district. Review what school district the house is in. Even if you don't have kids, having a home in a desirable school district will pay off when it comes time to sell your home in the future. Commute times. Check the routes to work, school, grocery stores, and more to see how busy they are these routes will take. Crime rate. Before you get too involved in the home buying process, check out the crime rates for the neighborhoods you are interested in. Our complete property profile report can give you property ownership, historical tax and mortgage data, neighborhood and school data, local market conditions, and more. Find the right home for you and your family with your complimentary property profile from New American Funding. To get pre-approved or to get your complimentary property profile, contact us today.
Las Vegas, here we come!
I can't believe we're all moving to Vegas.
I know, right? It's a dream come true.
Wow, super creepy dude.
Mason, stop. I think he heard you.
What if someone walked up in the back of his Sima?
She's gone. Someone took her. Who's that creepy trucker?
What are you doing?
They call me Mother Trucker.
Las Vegas, here we come!
I can't believe we're all moving to Vegas.
I know, right? It's a dream come true.
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star, a bounty so big that the entire galaxy could be yours.
People have been looking for the Deep Star for years. It can't be found.
It's because they can't find the distress beacon. I know where it is.
If we find the Deep Star, we could get enough credits to bring Mom back.
Blast off.
Guys, we have company.
Welcome back to Vegas Views. Don Sullivan, Danny Miner. Absolutely no meds. Questionable today. Okay, Danny. So you were just saying. Okay.
Just marijuana.
Just marijuana. That's not a real drug. That's not a. It's not. It's legal. So it can't be.
It
a
is
real
legal.
drug.
Yeah, that's not a drug.
Yeah. Okay, so we came to the conclusion though alcohol is a bad drug, the worst. Danny and I are against it completely. Don't drink, smoke, or
I haven't drank in 5 years.
I have not had a drink, and let's see. I'm gonna say it's been about almost 8 years.
Wow,
almost 8.
That's good.
Yeah,
I feel healthier.
Like it. Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you something though.
What?
I gambled.
Yeah.
So I have not gambled since Christmas, the couple days after Christmas of this last year, 2022. So the other day I was at Lake Las Vegas, and you know how they have like the little place over there? I went and I gambled. I did okay. I hit aces 3 times, all aces 3 times. It was okay, back and forth. Ultimately, I lost, walked away. Not something I'm going to do again. But it was nice to just go and gamble. And
it's fun.
I mean, the dopamine rush was there.
I love it.
Like, my wrist hurts. So I'm bruised.
Gambling that's exactly what it is. It gives you that dopamine.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite.
I'm not going
to
apologize for it.
No, it's one of my favorite things to do. Well, you clearly have it under control, so that's good. That's good. Some people in Las Vegas don't have it under control.
My girlfriend don't let me get out of
She
control.
doesn't?
No, she's good.
Do you get mad at her?
No, I put money in my pocket. If I lose it, I never go to the ATM. Never.
Oh, so you don't even have a problem.
No, I don't have a
problem. Oh, there's no problem. I thought you would have had a problem. Okay, no offense. Okay, guys, so what were you saying before? Okay, so my concern is this. So there's so much circumstantial evidence. So have you ever been in a situation where there's circumstantial evidence, like everything adds up, the car fits, this fits, the phone calls fit, but then it's not the person?
Yes.
It's like someone so different.
But I like I said, it wasn't a murder case.
Okay.
It was a drug case.
Okay.
Like with the drug cases, you always want to get like the big guy, the guy that's really in charge of the whole operation, right? And we had this one guy, his name was Todd. We believed it was him. All the evidence pointed to this guy.
Yeah.
But honestly, it was like a total other guy.
Totally different.
Yes, and we were doing, all the paperwork, like it was this guy, we were surveillancing and we were doing everything, and all of a sudden it switched. Something came to us, I think it was like an informant that said, you guys are barking up the wrong tree here.
Yeah.
Even though all the evidence showed it was this guy, it was another guy.
And how helpful are your informants? They're like a big part.
This is what I always say, cops do not solve cases. We just take credit for it.
Yeah.
The public solves cases. Without the public, the cop's not solving anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The cop has to go there and get information from other people. The public solves the cases. The cops don't. They just take credit for it.
But if the cops are asking the right questions and,
Yes.
and barking up the right trees at that
Yes.
point, then I just sounded so old saying that, barking up the right tree. Isn't that like a weird old saying? Okay. But yeah, no, but if they're asking the right questions to
Yes.
the right people, then they'll get the answers.
Yes.
It's funny that you say that too, because with this Rex Heuermann, the same thing as well. There have been leads from 10 years ago that he was in a green Avalanche and what he looked like, this, that, but they weren't going to the right people because they didn't go to the drug dealers. They didn't go to these pimps because they thought, oh, they're going to lie because they don't want to be in trouble. But these pimps had some indication who this guy was, but the police could care less what they would say because of that status again. Certain status that people hold in life, unfortunately, depending on what status you hold, they're not going to take you serious. So I think with this case especially, they had a bunch of prostitutes and a bunch of pimps pretty much were able to solve it, and they weren't respecting them because of the line of work.
And you know what? One thing I want to bring up, it just came into my head. One thing cops do as investigation, you're going to be shocked at this, we pull people's garbage.
That's how they found Rex, a pizza box.
We pull the garbage.
Yeah, that's gross.
We actually sit there, listen to this. We will sit there, say garbage night is Thursday night, whatever night garbage night is. We will get there before they put their garbage out, surveillance the house to when they bring the garbage out and put it on this thing. Yeah. So we have them putting their garbage bag there, and then when they go to bed, we'll take the garbage.
So were you always looking for DNA, or was it just like paperwork, like anything you could find?
We did it a lot in drug cases.
Okay.
Because people that deal drugs, they throw their garbage out.
Yeah.
You know, people don't realize it, but they throw their garbage out. The one day, this is, honest to God, this is a true story. I get these 2 bags of garbage, and like a room like this, and we'd always put like paper down and stuff, and then we dump the garbage and actually go through garbage. It was crazy. I know.
With gloves.
With gloves.
Big, thick gloves.
Yes.
I picture this.
I know, you're probably like, this is gross, right? It is gross. Yeah. But we dumped this bag, he threw his bong out. Honest to God, it was about paperwork where he was paying people this. You don't realize that criminals will throw their garbage out thinking no one's going to see this. But we will surveillance the house till they throw their garbage out, and when they go to bed, we take it. I've actually pretended to be a garbage guy, got on a garbage truck and took people's garbage.
That's awesome.
Honest to God, it's true.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's an investigative technique. Criminals throw their garbage out like all of us do.
And you had mentioned once too, you worked on the drug task also, where you
10
went
years.
undercover.
I was undercover. I was held hostage, everything. I was held hostage.
I know you, so I could see them thinking that you're in the game, but like, how did you put on that persona from like normal Danny, regular, like fun-loving, cool Danny to like...
I don't know. I grew a beard like I have, because, you know, being a cop, you had to be, you know. Yeah. So I played the part.
Like that.
I drove, you know what I mean? And so I wouldn't go to the police station. I would pick up this Honda and we would meet underneath a bridge. You know how, you ever watch Training Day with Denzel Washington?
Yes.
That's what we did. We didn't go to the police station. We met underneath the bridge, all of us.
Yeah.
So I can see it getting out of hand like Training Day, because you start thinking you're not a cop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We used to say...
So were you like at one point, like, because in psychology there's all human connection. No matter what somebody does, who they are, no matter what you are placed in, we all build some sort of human connection.
Yeah.
Were you connected to these people? Like, all right, you know, Sam hypothetically is a nice guy, you know, he's the drug lord or whatever, but he's a good guy. You like him. He talked to you about his kids. Like,
right.
Did you have that?
You do feel bad about that, because you're making, when you go undercover drugs, I can't like buy drugs from you and we arrest you right there.
No, it takes,
Yes, because they'll give me up then.
Yeah.
I want to get everybody else. So they don't arrest you till maybe a year later. Yeah. So you might be done and you don't even know it till a year later. We already got a drug buy from you. Yeah. And I'm going to give you,